Chapter 318. Sigma declared that he would also show the Crocodile Emperor his divine power, with a completely new body, which he called the body of a god. Immediately, Sigma transformed into a beam of light that pierced straight into the sky, blindingly bright. The Crocodile Emperor couldn't see anything within that light. A sphere of light appeared and became increasingly blinding. Within it was the process of Sigma's physical transformation. At this moment, the Crocodile Emperor realized that his aura had changed a lot, becoming extremely powerful and brutal. The transformation process completed, surrounding Sigma was a layer of light blue aura. He had transformed into a four-legged reptile. His form was like a crocodile, but with a long body. Lightning continuously flashed around his body. This creature made the Crocodile Emperor startled, as if he had seen a superior version of himself. Sigma was very satisfied. He was more confident than ever. His eyes narrowed. Although his body was still small, he dared to directly rush straight at the Crocodile Emperor without any fear. And blood immediately splattered everywhere. On this side, the slave city had been submerged in smoke and fire. The battle of the mutated beasts of Misty Mountain to stop the enemy's advance was still raging. Numerous mutated beasts had fallen. Dom's monsters had a numerical advantage, and among them were many high-level monsters. Every hour that passed, hundreds of the human-sized mutated beasts were killed. The most annoying thing right now was the spatial rift. Numerous monsters were continuously rushing down from it. At this moment, the scientists had also started up the black hole machine, causing the plasma energy tubes to light up. Indeed, the bold professor was trustworthy. Within 5 hours, he and his team had finished the startup, and hurriedly told everyone to go into the gate. The local people would be prioritized to evacuate first, and the mutated beasts also began to clear a wide path for them. And so, thousands of people simultaneously rushed into the gate. Whoever was in front went first, and those behind had to hurry to follow. Meanwhile, right next to where they were evacuating, the enemy's massive spirit energy began sweeping over, destroying countless houses and lives. The sky was already dark, the fighting had reduced, many places were just completely dark, and many others were red pits of eternally burning fire. Suddenly, the large foot of the Crocodile Emperor appeared, making the professor jump in horror. Because the leader really looked terrible. The Crocodile Emperor's whole body was full of wounds, fresh blood was dripping down on the ground, and in his hand he was holding a small body, the white monkey. The professor looked at the Crocodile Emperor suspiciously. How could a monster this strong get wounded to this extent? Then he didn't know how much stronger the one who had hurt him would be. Then the Crocodile Emperor gently placed the white monkey's body on the ground, and asked the professor to quickly take the white monkey away first. The Crocodile Emperor also asked if the black hole gate had been activated. The professor then described the situation, that the people had been evacuated first, while the mutated beasts of Misty Mountain were still fighting in the city. The Crocodile Emperor immediately requested that he take all of the mutated beasts along as well. These words made the professor even more afraid. He had never seen the Crocodile Emperor give a request like that. This was like abandoning their territory and running. It was clear that the enemy this time was something extremely dangerous, beyond his imagination. But the professor still had to say one thing, that with the size of the Crocodile Emperor, he would never be able to leave through the gate. But he had misunderstood. The Crocodile Emperor had no intention of leaving. He would stay behind to hold back the enemy. It was also the only way the group and the mutated beasts could retreat safely. As soon as he finished speaking, another large foot slammed down on the ground. The Crocodile Emperor wasn't surprised. The one who had come, had come. As soon as Sigma arrived, he loudly ridiculed, saying that he thought the Crocodile Emperor had run away. But, no matter where he ran, it would be the same. And here, he then boldly announced that the purpose of this trip was not only to take the Crocodile Emperor's life as a game, but also to seize the strange teleportation circle. As he spoke, his eyes narrowed, barely concealing a trace of greed. Then he stared at the professor below, knowing that if he had the teleportation circle, taking his troops to different areas wouldn't require a huge amount of spirit energy, or rely on god-level creatures. At this time, the professor could only open his mouth in shock, not even daring to let his sweat drop, because the person in front of him was an incredibly powerful entity. The Crocodile Emperor immediately yelled for him to run. While he himself spread his large wings to protect him, the bald professor gritted his teeth. He had experienced hundreds of battles, so even if the opponent was powerful, he wouldn't be scared to the point of being frozen on the spot. Sigma immediately swung his claws, declaring that no one could escape from him. But this arm was caught by the Crocodile Emperor, with equal force, and told Sigma not to think he could do whatever he wanted in front of him. This only made Sigma laugh loudly, asking the Crocodile Emperor if he believed that he would survive today. While the Crocodile Emperor had tightly grabbed Sigma's lightning arm, he roared an order, telling all the mutated beasts in the area to evacuate immediately. All the mutated beasts had heard this, but all were surprised, as if they had misheard. Misty Mountain had never retreated. Immediately after, the Crocodile Emperor roared even louder, telling all the troops to avenge him later. An order was given, and all the troops immediately stopped fighting and retreated. All headed toward the gate, surging like a waterfall. But a cunning person in the air had been waiting from the start. It was En, the god of destruction. He would never allow those mutated beasts to escape. Killing the weak was always a fun game. Before his smile could finish, a magma tail rushed at him, directly burying En deep into the ground. He had forgotten that the Crocodile Emperor was still standing here. Unless he was defeated, En could forget about ruining this retreat, and stood up from the rubble. He had predicted that the Crocodile Emperor would do that, so perhaps he and Sigma would attack the Crocodile Emperor together, so he could go to the afterlife as quickly as possible. The Crocodile Emperor understood his fate, that here there wasn't any hope or belief in victory. He was just acting according to the duty of a king, and wondered if it were cheesy, what would he do at this moment? The Crocodile Emperor wasn't close to cheesy, but he admired his unyielding spirit, starting from that time where he fought Austerlitz alone. Suddenly the Crocodile Emperor's eyes flashed, as if he had made his decision. A final decision for his life. End of chapter 318.